Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today I want to talk to you about the new Predator Aerorack. This is a new rack. You guys have probably seen it in tournaments. If you're watching events on YouTube, especially Predator sponsored events, you are seeing this rack. And if you watch this channel, you know that my passion for this game extends even beyond the rack that you're actually using to put the balls on the table. I've done videos about the Magic rack, about the Delta 13, which I still have, which is right over there. And now I want to tell you about the Predator rack. So one of the things I like about this is the way it is made, it is going to last forever. A couple other things about this. As you notice on the bottom here, it is sitting on these 3 chrome pegs, which means that is all which is touching your table when you rack the balls. They're nice and smooth. They don't put any wear and tear on the table. It is a very small area that is actually touching your table at the time. The other thing that happens because of those things being elevated is it becomes very easy to rack the balls and lift this up without disturbing the rack. Probably the thing that I hate most about racking is getting the balls in place and then trying to get that rack off the table without disturbing the balls. This one you're going to be 99 if not 100% each time, whether it's 8 ball or 9 ball, you're going to get those balls in there, you're going to lift this thing up and nothing is going to move on you. It is that simple, and that has a lot to do with the design of this. Now this was designed in Florida, they make them in Spain, and it is, again, really good quality that's going to last for a very long time. Also, it is beautiful. I've been trying to figure out a way to mount it in the background because it is a really nice looking piece of equipment here. Again, it's not cheap. I always tell you guys the God's honest truth about these things, but in the long run, this is going to pay off greatly. The wear and tear that it doesn't put on your table is going to pay off, and the fact that you're not going to be buying a new rack on a regular basis is something else that is going to pay off for you. Now, another thing that I like about this is that it has grid marks. So it has lines on it which allow you, if you're like me, now I usually rack at the other end of the table and you guys can't see it from here, but I have an outline of a rack and I have a line that I used a laser to draw, by the way, that is straight with the center of the table. So when I put the rack down, I know that it is directly down the center of the table, which means that the line that I have around the rack is showing me that the rack is perfectly straight. So there's no time trying to figure out if the rack is straight or not and moving it around and trying to line it up. And by having the marks, which is a little triangle here and a little line there, it is very easy to line up with those lines that I have on my table. Now, not all of you are going to draw these lines on your table, but if you understand that it's just cloth and you understand that it is just a pencil line, so it actually, if I wanted to wipe it off, I could spray down with the same stuff that I use to clean my table and go over it a few times, the lines would disappear. So don't worry about leaving pencil marks. Mine are white, they just happen to be white. Don't worry about leaving pencil marks on your table. I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I've been making those lines because I play a lot of straight pool. Which brings me to the one downside. The one thing that I don't like about this rack is that it is about 1 inch thick. So I play a lot of straight pool. If I had a situation where my last ball was going to be very close to the rack area, that would interfere with this rack, and I'd probably honestly shift to my Delta 13 in that situation. It is a very rare occurrence and it hasn't come up since I've owned this rack, but I do know that when I look at that triangle at the other end of the table, if that ball is super close, because this is about 1 inch, 1.5 inches thick, it might interfere with racking that ball. 90% of you don't play straight pool. 90% of you do not have those grid marks on your table, and it's not going to make a difference. But each and every one of you watching has had to rack the balls and take the rack up without disturbing those balls. And each and every one of you want to preserve your cloth so it doesn't get a lot of wear and tear and have the roughness of a wooden rack or something like that on it. And this is the thing. So if you have the opportunity, check one out. I'll leave a link to one in the description. And Predator does sponsor my channel, but you guys know me. I tell you the God's honest truth, the ups and downs and the ins and outs of all of this equipment. And I wouldn't tell you that I like this if I didn't like it. So hit me in the comments, give us a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the description for information on how you can get this rack and all the other equipment I use. My cues are in there, even my cameras and my computers can be found in the description of the video. If you use those links, it doesn't cost you any more, and you are supporting FX Billiards. So have a great day.